So there we have it, narrowed it down to kind of potentially a couple of cars. Well folks, I'm Ed, this is backroadhero, welcome back to the channel. Loosely wrapped up, this is about buying at auction. It's possibly the start of an adventure with an e38 740i, an individual car that just popped up in the catalogue, and I never really knew how rare it actually was. We're going to go and have a look around, due diligence, check out the service history. It's a 2 hours each way to East Anglia, to Anglia Car Auctions. This is for a 4.4 litre 740i with 85,000 miles on the clock. Not only is that, it's an individual car. It's got an individual colour, romantic red or romantic rot, or in the UK it was called Rosso Red, and it's got this gorgeous sand beige leather interior piped in cherry, a very rare car, as you'll see later on. So buying an auction, what's that all about? We've done it a few times. The Maserati 3200 GT was bought there, as was the little Alfa Busso Spider. Anyway, we've got to go up, have a look at the cars. You might see I've got a little bit of merch on. I have to say thank you very much to my brother-in-law Russell. This was a Christmas present, and it's sparked off a whole set of merchandise that's available. We've set up a deal with Spreadshirt of Germany. They use DHL shipping all around the world. You can get everything from mugs to t-shirts to aprons to tote bags to mugs, whatever you like. You might be paying a little bit over the odds, but the whole deal is they take care of the merchandise, you get something back, and I get a percentage of that intake. It's a way to say thanks, I suppose, contributing towards the channel. I've always said I don't want to generate an income from this. It would be nice, but I'm not going to give up my day job. Everything I kind of earn from the channel I'm going to pump straight back in content and cars and modifications and whatever else happens along the way. So join us for an auction journey then. We'll head up, have a look around all the cars, and this little car just popped up. It wasn't initially on my radar, but when I saw it I kind of fell in love. Robin wanted to go up and have a look at the XKR. This is a 2006 car with 40-some thousand miles, full Jaguar history, etc, etc. A bit out of my price range at this point. It'll probably go for high teens, but he reckons if he sells the Alpha, he sells his Jaguar XF, he'll be in the kind of the ballpark, maybe a few grand in there. So that's the way it goes. It's the merry-go-round of cars. We buy more than we sell. I added it up last night. We've between us we have 12 cars, which is just insane. It's ridiculous, in fact. And I apologize to my wife that's got to put up with not only me but her dad as well. We're just as bad as each other, but you know what, we'll have an enjoyable day out. We'll have a bit of fun looking around these cars, and you know what, if nothing else comes of it, it's a day out. So thanks very much for likey, subscribey, all the rest of it on the channel. We've just hit 1,000 subscribers, so we're officially kind of applied for monetization, and that's the big goal, I suppose, in every content creator's path along YouTube. It's taken us under 6 months in order to do that. And well, thanks for coming along on the journey. We've got plenty more. We've still got the Range Rover away. I've got more to do on the Alpha, etc, etc. It's getting the time to do it all. Well, early start this morning. Well, early for me anyway. it's 9:30. With Robin today, he's been very quiet in the corner here. We're off in his Jag, the XFS. I haven't done anything. You all right there?
Yeah, let me do it.
Kind of daily runabout. Now that the Range Rover is still away, getting its bits and pieces fixed. An update on that coming soon. You know what, a good day out at the auction is where you come away with nothing, because you've set your budget and you've stuck to it, and it's kind of worked your way. But it's actually just a fun outing. It's what myself and Robin have been doing for a while now, whether it be down at Silverstone auctions or anything else. So pre-lockdown, It was a day out and a great way to have a look around cars and whatnot. I basically want to save them all, but if you've seen my driveway and lack of storage space, you'll realise why some have got to go before we add anything else. But if there is an absolute stunning bargain out there, I might have to whack it on the credit card and suffer the consequences later on. So there's a couple of XKRs in there. One is a light blue with a kind of a sand leather. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's got kind of mid 40s on the mileage.
44,000.
44,000. So it'll be a peach. It'll be sought after. Well, here we are, 2 hours later, 100 odd miles down the road, Anglia Car Auctions. Fairly excited. The one car that we missed out and Robin found on the way was a 7 Series from 1996. Individual coloured one, red with a lovely sand. I'd missed it on the radar. I had looked at it and I thought it had sky rocket mileage on it, but turns out it's kind of in the mid 80s. Been off the road for a while, and that has piqued my interest, I have to say. Much better value than the 8 Series. We had one in the past, a 4.4. This is still the 740 with a 4.4 V8, about 280 odd horsepower as far as I can remember. It's an automatic, but an individual colour. We'll go and look, but there are plenty of others out there. It's a day out after all, it's a bit of fun. Let's go in and see what we can do. So this is all the memorabilia room. Look at that. All the depth of it all. Porsche, Stuttgarten, and all the toy cars. There we go. It's lovely. Little Ferrari badged one there. So this is where all the magic happens. This is where it'll be stood up over the next couple of days. It's exciting every time you walk into an auction room. So here we go. 7 Series. They just seem very wide. There's looks like the bonnet's been resprayed at some stage. Double spoke alloys. Really nice. What? 2 cracked lenses, little bit of a shunt here in the corner. Little lenses. Handful of coffee. I'm trying to lift it up when it's not needed. So let me see, what do we got? CD changer in there. Seems fairly complete.
Twin batteries?
It's a battery. No, just the single. The jack's in there. Jackson. And this is the moment. There we go.
Yeah.
Full toolkit. Even got the locking wheel.
Yeah, wheel nut.
Locking wheel nut in there. I'll put it in correctly for you, sir. But that's nice to see. All full. It's missing the blue rag. Nobody ever knows that it should be a blue rag in there, but there you go.
Wiping your hands?
Yeah, wiping your hands.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little BMW badge blue rag. Anyway, why do I know all about this? Because I've had lots of BMWs in the past. Yeah, let's have a little look underneath. Yeah, it looks as if they've just, there's no accident damage on there. It's just, I'll tell you what. Auto close. You know what? It's a straight enough little car. A couple of little dings. Let's see, what are we at? I do quite like the colour though, I have to say. Ski hatch. There it goes up in there. I shall fix She'll fix your ski hatch for you, sir. Saggy headlining. Yeah, well, it's been sat around. They've just cleaned up the discs. Oh yes, corrosion. Lucky it's passed an MOT. What have we got? So that is a car speaker, some sort of car speaker. It's still got. Ooh.
Used?
Nope. Unused. I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised with it for that sort of money. Mm-hmm. So, electrics, fire extinguisher. It's got original mats. Look at that, in onto there. Little hidey hole for your keys. Park brake release, and there's the bonnet release. So I'm just basically checking all the. That just needs a good clean. Yeah. It's not ripped. That'll clean up really nice. Bloody hell, getting quite excited. Ooh. Memory seats. That's nice. None of that will work until the ignition is on. Truth, moment of truth. Whew. Here we go. So it is officially a BMW individual, a Romanticrot metallic. What are they calling it? A Rosso red metallic with beige. Right. I've replaced one or two of those in my day as well. This is old school. This is a second cable that goes to the throttle. That's your cruise control motor. So it's got cruise control. It's and of course the big issue on these is going to be does the aircon work or anything like that. That's it had it as new, but everything's there. It's a complete car, you know. Finally, just take a couple of shots there of me doing my due diligence. See, magic light. Right. Oh, I'm sincerely hoping. So all the under trays are in place. It's nice to see, actually. It's had lower suspension arm there at the front. The other one has not been done. You know what? What more? What more do you want? I'm sure it's going to have its issues, and we shall find out. But the first step on the journey, and it is special paintwork, graduated tinted, service book, various inspection sheets, MOTs, few receipts and manuals, wallet and spare key, mileage warranted at 84.5. I don't know. What do you think, Robin? Is it a
nice car.
Is it a next project car? So 2 rear lights, need to price those up. But instantly, you know what? I thought the trim had been broken. I think that's been done locally here.
I think so.
Yeah, but it's all kind of hanging together. It's all right. There's no accident damage in it. I've always liked the shape of these. They have presence on the road. So is this the next project car? For a couple of grand, individual paintwork, gorgeous leather interior, piped in cherry. It'll have its issues, of course it will. But it's the 4.4 V8. I'm familiar with that. I had an 840 CSI Sport or CI Sport back in the day. But it's all there. Whether it all works or not is another thing. I am tempted, I have to say. Very, very tempted. But we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. something nice, you may as well buy something nice.
Yeah.
But it's a genuine one. It's let's just have a look at that interior again. Look at they've aged really well, these cars.
Yeah, quite rust just there.
Okay, it's been. Yeah, well, no, it's a little bit because it's probably aluminium bodied.
Right. Okay.
So it's a little bit of corrosion. You know what? Jag and the Alpha, you'd be you would.
Right.
Say you're Jag and the Alpha, you'd be into this sort of money.
Yeah.
I like the combination. I have to say, it's really quite stunning. So there we have it. Narrowed it down to kind of potentially a couple of cars. The XKR, of course, is absolutely glorious, and the 7 Series has a lot of potential for the money. It's also got a lot of heartbreak for the money as well. So who knows what we're getting. It's straight though. There's no rust whatsoever on it. All the bits are there. It's complete. The XKR is just a stunning car. So maybe we'll both have to get rid of a couple of cars, but then that's life, isn't it? It's too short just to drive one thing. Let's see what happens over the next couple of days. So it's auction morning. I didn't get a huge amount of sleep last night. Everything going in my head, due diligence and all the rest of it. Always made sure that I do an HPI check on everything, especially at auction or a private sale. Had a little look around to see how rare this car actually is. Of all of the e38 7 Series, there were 48 of them in romantic red, or romantic rot, or Rosa red. It's all the same thing depending on where you are. There were 13 740i's produced in that, of 48 e38s in total in that colour. As far as the interior goes, it's even rarer than that. The sand beige with the cherry piping, there were only 10 cars. Now you could order 7 Series with either an individual paint or an individual interior, or both. This one has both. It was spec'd by a dealer as I suppose a demonstrator, and then it was bought by its first and only owner a few months after that. There is a receipt for, I believe it's just shy of 49 grand for this car. So a very rare car, especially in this combination. I would say it's there has to be one of those 10 interiors was not red, so I would say it's single figures of cars ever made in that colour combination. We'll never really know exactly, but you know what, fewer than 10. I needed to check as well, it was a 4.4. The earlier cars, these 7 Series, the E38s, were introduced in 1994. They were still using the 740 designation, but it was a 4-litre V8. Those earlier M60 engines, 60 engines, had Nickel barrels coatings, and they wore through and caused all amount of issues. So I was really glad to see that this is the M62 B44 engine, the 4.4 litre engine, aluminium block, aluminium head, and it doesn't have the Nickel issue as well. So that's sorted. It's pre-Vanos. The Vanos system was only introduced in BMWs in 1998. So it's the kind of that little period whereby you had the 4.4 engine with the non-Vanos head. Brilliant. It's a chain-driven engine. There's no Vanos issues. It's got 282 horsepower, lots of torque, 420, I think, Newton meters off the top of my head. So fantastic. It's a cruiser. It's a 5-speed auto. This is a non-sport version, so it has the comfort seats. It has got the comfort suspension. It's got the slightly smaller anti-roll bars. It's got the longer final drive. The sports obviously reversed all that to make it a slightly firmer ride. I want this as a cruiser, plan to do a few nice trips in it. I'd like to take the BMW back to Munich if it so happens. Anyway, that is being very, very presumptuous. I really hope that a lot of people haven't done the sort of the due diligence and the checking and all the rest of it. Keeps the auction price low. The starting bid is at $3,000. I haven't touched it. I know Robin's been very keen, and he's been bidding up his XKR and stuff. It's sitting at $8,000 in a minute. It'll be high teens. You can go out to a dealership and buy one with reasonably low mileage, in good condition, an XKR from the same era, for around about 15 or 16 grand. What's interesting to see though is that the classic car market has not really been affected by the kind of lack of new cars coming into, being able to purchase those. We're at the period now where there's delays in new cars. That is inflating the prices of almost new, or certainly up to 10 years old cars. I'd be very cautious about buying something at the moment. Certainly the Range Rover that we purchased was $3,000 more than it would have been 3 years ago, to give some sort of idea of how things have inflated. That's by about 20% or thereabouts. Well folks, it's auction morning. I struggled to sleep last night, all things going in my head. I've really decided to go for this little 740. Now, due diligence, we went up, had a look. Always good to look around the car. It'd been sat around for a little while, recommissioned last year. I was checking for the leaks, I was checking for all sorts of stuff. It's got 4 brand new tyres. Obviously the tyres were getting a bit elderly previously. And no real leaks. Of course, we can't start the car, but we can have a good look around it. There is a video of it running and driving on the auction website, and of course we'll see it drive through the auction hopefully today. That being said, the 7 Series is in the auction today. The XKR is in the auction tomorrow. I'm crossing my fingers here that it's not a hugely popular car at the auction. I don't know why. There are more popular stuff, but you know what? This is what's right for me. A hell of a lot of luxury for the money. When you compare it to an equivalent 840 of the same era, those cars are going to command something between at least 12 and 14 grand. So that is that. Auction's on, starts at 10:30, lot 191, and hopefully that'll be done at about maybe, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that.
Lot 191, the BMW. Have a look at this one, the 740 individual. What a cracking car, look at that. The individual's got the bigger one, the 4.4 V8. 2 owners from new. Last owner since 96. First owner was a supplying agent. There you go. It's all there for you. Right, on we go then with the BMW individual. 43 on the net. Low style of 43. 43 on bid. Come on, wake up at 4,003. 44. 44 bid. 44 bid of 44. 45. 45 internet bidder. 45 bid, we're going to submit the highest bid of 45. Come on, wake up. 46 in the room. 46 bid. 47. 48. 48 bid. 49 bid. 4,009. £4,900. So on the net, 49, who's got 5? 4,009, we're going to submit it. £4,900, a 2 owner car. 4,009 bid. Provisionally sold. All done at 4,900. Provisional sale room.
So there you have it folks, 7 Series is bought. I'm so excited about this car. I have loved the 7 Series all the way through. I think they lost their way a little bit with it after the e38, but that's another story completely. If you haven't done so already, hit the little icon down below in the corner and subscribe and follow the car. So it's Jaguar Day today, lot 505. Going to have a chat with Robin on the sofa here and see what sort of limits he's going to set. Because we know that he's a bit trigger happy as far as auctions are concerned. So I want to nail him down into an upper limit and see what happens. Bearing in mind there's 8% commission plus VAT on that, puts it about 9.6%. So if you call it 10%, you're not far off. Say hello, Robin.
Hi.
There you go. I thought you would say hello, Robin, but
No, I'm not saying hello, Robin.
Okay.
I'm not talking to myself.
Anyway, the auction's in full flow in front of us here. They're at lot number 445. We're waiting for 505, probably another, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. So the tension is building. I just wanted to nail him down on camera. You sometimes hear him in the background and doing #1 cameraman and some of the other stuff, but because this is primarily his car, just want to have a little chat. So hello Poppy. That's not very, it's not very nice. Just
got Tootsie behind you.
Got Poppy here. Oh, we've got a full smorgasbord of furry creatures. Lot 505, which is the XKR Coupe, mid-40s mileage. It's a lovely colour combination, was probably why it kind of stands out a little bit. There are a few others that you can buy straight from the dealer for kind of 16 and a half grand. So if you'll excuse the doggies in the background, well, very easy to get carried away at auctions, Robin.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I do know.
And I'd prefer, if the deal's not right, to just walk away, because there's always another car. You don't have to get too tied up on things. And we tend to buy more than we sell anyway. So the numbers kind of start getting ridiculous, I think. You're at 3 cars, are you?
Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're at 4. So you're at 4. This is potentially number 5. I was at 9 yesterday, and made it 10 with the 7 series. So that's just it's just effing stupid, if you ask me, to try and keep all these things running and on the road and MOT. Some of them are exempt rather, but that's not the point. The point is to do them all justice, and it's really, really difficult. So are we going to set a limit on this one?
Yeah, we will.
I don't say yeah, we will. We will. So what's the limit?
Now this, you're pinning me down. You're pinning me
yes,
down.
Absolutely.
This is not fair.
And that's the whole point for this little thing here. I want to pin you down. So bear in mind, you've got 8% plus VAT commission.
Yeah.
It's about 9.6 on the hammer price, which is roughly 10%, say. So where do you want to be at? Total out of your bank account.
Total 19.
19. You want to be at 19 out of your pocket. Divide that by, say, 1.1 conservatively. Let's just do it back up. 17.2 plus 9.6% puts it at 18.9. So 17.2. That's below
the estimate.
The lower end of the estimate.
Yes, I know.
But what gives us kind of confidence a little bit is that a few went through yesterday, and they weren't quite making their lower estimate. In fact, I bought the BMW on a provisional sale. It was just under the £5,000 lower estimate, and I was the winning bid at 4.9. It was accepted, and we bought that. It'll probably be fast and furious, which is great idea to have a chat before you actually start hitting the button, because it's really, really easy in the comfort of your own home, or even in an auction, to keep waving that paddle because you've got something shiny in front of you. We might hit the button once more at that. I'll say provisionally 17.2 plus 1 press.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Whatever that may be, and hopefully it'll be slowing down by then. Grab your cup of joe and let's go. Right. 11,250. Bid now, you're in the lead. 11.5. You're in the lead at 11,750.
Another Jaguar XKR in the sale. 4.2 auto, this one. 2000.
We're in the lead.
Showing 44,000
11,750.
New by H.A. Fox of Norwich. July 2021 last service from Marshall Jag there of Peterborough. We've got telephone interest on this one. Online we're at 11,750 for a low start. Look at it. Great colour. 11,750 there, bid at 11,750, looking for 12,000. At 11,750 it's a very low start at 11,750 at 12,000. At 12,000, 12,250. At 12,250 looking for 12 and a half. At 12,250. 12 and a half there at 12,000.
We're in the lead.
12,750. At 12,750, looking for 13 now. At 12, 13,000. Thank you on the phone at 13,250. At 13,250 here online at 13,250. At 13,250. At 13,250. You don't buy one of these.
No, you don't.
13,
You're right.
13 and a half. At 13 and a half. 13,750. At
No, you don't.
13,750.
We're in the lead. We're against the telephone bidder, it appears.
Online here. Phones out at 13,750. Very provisional at 13,750. It's at 13,750. Telephone at 14,000. 14,250. That's better net. At 14,250. It's just us now.
All
the
day.
phones are out. At 14,250.
All
it's
day,
very
every day.
provisional at 14,250. At 14,250. Look at the colour. At 14,250. 14 and a half. 14,750. Surely it's 15. At
All day.
14,750. At
All day.
14,750.
All day, all day.
15,000.
Come on.
At 14,750.
Let's go, let's
It
go.
is now going once, provisionally. At 14,750 going twice. Third and final time, 15,000. 15,250. At 15,250. Come on, net. We've only got 15 more cars in the day.
I'm trying to
I
speed
can
it up
smell the
here,
beer
so I'm sorry
already.
about that.
At 15,250.
I'm hitting the button as quick as I dare.
15,250. At 15,250. If it's
There you go,
15 and
keep
a half,
going,
let me
keep
know.
going.
15 and
We're
a
there.
half. 15,750. Fill it up to 16, please. At 15,750. At 15,750. Don't leave me there at
I won't, but
15,750.
let's see what happens.
At 15,750 provisionally going once. At 15,750 provisionally going twice. Third and final time of asking, then net at 15,750 provisionally. 15,750.
You won.
We'll see what we can do
Lot.
for you now.
15,750, sir. What do you think about that?
I think that's quite a good price, but they're going to want a bit more.
Yeah.
So you would?
Well, no, yeah. The difference is, it was at what, 18 grand?
18 to 20, wasn't it?
18 to 20 grand. So we're now in the situation where we've got to wait and see whether the seller is going to actually accept our bid of 15,750. I think that's probably where it's at when we were looking at what the dealers were asking for the cars and all the rest of it. It's below retail, which is what we're expecting, but whether the current vendor is going to actually accept the offer or not. So it'll be a phone call away. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll leave it kind of an hour and give the auction house a ring towards the tail end of the auction, and they'll either accept it or they. So are you exhausted yet?
Yes.
Yes. Are you happy?
Yes.
Very good.
It was a good buy.
It was very well bought, I think. Well below the 17.2 that we said.
Yeah.
15,750, and the good news is that the provisional bid was accepted. So,
Which is brilliant.
which is a hassle because we're now up to 15 cars between the two of us.
Slight problem,
And not enough parking space.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to appease Mrs. Ed. I'll be on my best behaviour. She's showing me two fingers here. Yeah, small matter of collecting the bloody things. The Range Rover's ready. If you followed that playlist, we're ready to pick that one up. Lord knows what has actually been fixed. So that's be a surprise. That'll be tomorrow, and then we've got to pay for the cars by. So today is Sunday. We've got to pay by the cars by Wednesday, and we'll probably go and pick them up at that point. And then we'll actually know whether we've bought 2 peaches or 2 lemons, or a peach, or a peach and a lemon, or two peaches.
Okay. Hopefully 2 peaches.
So we'll collect the lemon up the road in Birmingham, which is the Range Rover, and it'll hopefully be now a peach. So that's enough peaches and lemons, I think, for one day. So there you go. What more can I say? That's it. Just a short piece to camera, as they say, a PTC. So there you have it, folks. 17 Series is bought. I'm so excited about this car. I have loved the the 7 Series all the way through. I think they lost their way a little bit with it after the e38, but that's another story completely. Thank you for getting this far. If you've reached this point in the video, you're obviously a true petrol head like myself. If you haven't done so already, hit the little icon down below in the corner and subscribe and follow the car. This is where I need your help. I need to know where to go with it. I'm looking at a subtle and kind of sympathetic restoration for the car. I don't want to do anything too dramatic. It's quite unique, it's original, and I'd like to update it subtly. To that end, it was specified with a TV back in the day, obviously an old 4:3 ratio and an analog one, so that is now effectively defunct. I need to find some sort of way. I'd really, really love to integrate some sort of modern technology into that TV system without ripping too much out. I know there are other products out there that replace the screen completely. I'm thinking the likes of Xtron or the new 10.25 Android units that are coming out. I would like to obviously have streaming Bluetooth. I'd like to have a hands-free element for the telephone, and I'd really need to know what the options are. Can I get a screen mirroring effect in the original TV screen using some sort of video in? It has to be possible, but that's beyond my knowledge base right now. I'm not going to chop and splice any wires into the loom because that's sacrilege. I believe that a car should be able to be returned back to its original specification if need be. I don't want to cut into any panels. I'm going to keep the car as original as possible because at the end of the day, I'm just a custodian of this car, and I want the next owners to be of like-minded people. But it needs to be practical, it needs to be usable. So comment below if you've got any suggestions for maybe other modifications. I know I've got to just fix the headlining, I've got to do the rear lights, but that's pretty much it. I'm not going to put a body kit on the thing, I'm not going to slam it, I'm not going to stick it on air. I'm going to keep it as a nice original car. So if you got this far, thank you very much. Stand by for the journey. Obviously subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below and hit the old likey button, and the YouTube algorithm will be very happy with us all. Yeah, looking forward to this one. Hopefully we'll get a trip to Munich out of it, into Bavaria, maybe the Black Forest, etc., and enjoy the car to its full potential. That's way down the road. I need to make sure that it's all tip-top and in good condition for the journey. So join me on the trip, join me on the journey of the car, and we'll see you again. All the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.